Make your next pack Chesterfields. You can't buy a better cigarette. The Cigarette That Satisfies presents Paul Whiteman and his great Chesterfield Orchestra, Joan Edwards, the Four Modernaires. And here is the Dean himself, Mr. Paul Whiteman.
Thanks, Paul, and to all you listeners everywhere, I'd like to extend a cordial welcome. Our musical forum is now in session, and the first question before the House is posed by the orchestra. Are you having any fun? When you listen to the radio during the next few weeks, I feel sure you'll hear a lot of the next song, a lovely new melody called Many Dreams Ago. And I'm sure you'll like the way Joni Edwards sings it.
Hardly had it all begun when my book of love was done. Now we're apart, but let me start with chapter 1. Many dreams ago, you and I were all aglow with love, was so intended. Many dreams ago, something dimmed the flame, and so it ended. Since then I prayed for your return, my love. How could I begin teaching my heart to keep from thinking of what might have been? Many dreams ago, long before I came to know the woe of being lonely, you were close to me. Now I have for sympathy your memory only. I close my eyes and see you in my arms. You cry, I love you so. Oh, how real it seems, though it happened many dreams ago. close my eyes and see you in my arms, you cry, I love you so, darling. Oh, how real it seems, though it happened many dreams ago. Oh, how real it seems, though it happened many dreams ago.
My love and my cigarette.
There are over 1 million places in this country where you can buy Chesterfields. And these retailers and the jobbers who serve them have built up an outstanding reputation for courtesy and convenience. Wherever you live, nobody gives you better service than the man who sells you your cigarettes. Ask him for Chesterfields. You'll find them better tasting, cooler, and Chesterfields are definitely milder. You can't buy a better cigarette. Comes now the Whiteman Orchestra and a bouncing bit of humor and rhythm that answers to the name of Scatterbrain.
If you saw four wide-eyed boys haunting the rodeo at Madison Square Garden, it was our four modernaires looking up an old syncopating pal from Arizona, Ragtime Cowboy Joe. Boys, give us a lowdown.
Out in Arizona where the bad men are, the only thing to guide you is an evening star. The roughest, toughest man by far is Ragtime Cowboy Joe. Got his name from singing to the cows and sheep. Every night they say he sings the herd to sleep. In a voice so rich and deep, crooning soft and low, he always sings swinging music to the cattle as he swings. Back and forward in the saddle on a horse, pretty good horse with a syncopated gait. Such a funny meter to the roar of his repeater, how they run when they hear the fellas gun, because the western folks all know he's a highfalutin, scootin', shootin' son of a gun from Arizona. Ragtime cowboy, talk about your cowboy. Ragtime cowboy Joey. He leads the cows to the dairy. He keeps them all merry, a-tootin' his horn. He always sings the music to the cattle as he swings. Back and forward in the saddle on a horse, pretty good horse, better syncopated gated. Such a funny meter to the roar of his repeater, how they run when they hear his gun, 'cause the western folks all know he's a highfalutin, scootin', shootin' son of a gun from Arizona. Ragtime cowboy, talk about your cowboy. Ragtime cowboy Joe.
Paul, during the past few weeks, you've been bringing a lot of pleasure to our Chesterfield listeners with some of the famous masterpieces from the Whiteman Record Library. Tonight, you're playing When Day Is Done, which I think, next to the Rhapsody in Blue, is probably most identified with the Paul Whiteman musical tradition. What's the story behind this song, Paul?
Well, back in the roaring 20s, we left Broadway for a tour of Europe. On this trip, I met a young composer in Vienna, Robert Katcher, who asked me to hear a new song called Madonna. I felt the charm of the song immediately, and I got the boys to improvise an orchestration, and we played it all over Europe. Upon returning to America, we made a recording under its new title, When Day Is Done. I must honestly say that I had no idea that it would cause the sensational interest that it did. There's hardly a place that we've played during the past 15 years that someone hasn't requested this song. It's especially gratifying to play the original arrangement tonight, as Robert Katcher, the young composer from Vienna, is in our audience at this moment. Gentlemen, When Day Is Done.
We want every smoker within earshot of this program to know that Chesterfields are definitely milder. And just as soon as you light up, you'll notice that Chesterfields also taste better and smoke cooler. No other cigarette at any price can give you Chesterfield's right combination of the world's best cigarette tobaccos. Now, that's why time after time you hear smokers say, Chesterfield is my cigarette because they satisfy. Make your next pack Chesterfields. You can't buy a better cigarette. Joan Edwards and her grand piano team up for a novelty arrangement of Go Fly a Kite.
Do you suffer from a sort of sentimental pain? Is your heart so weary that it has to have a cane? You don't have a thing $1 million couldn't cure, but this old-fashioned remedy is simple and it's sure. Go fly a kite and tie your troubles to the tail. They'll be blown away by a merry gale. Go fly a kite and toss your worries to the wind, and they won't come back, they'll be too chagrined. Go on, make friends with the sky, have a talk with the sun. It's a bright way to live if you'll pardon the pun. Go fly a kite and you'll imagine you're a king, 'cause you got your world on a piece of string. You got your world on a piece of, 'cause you got your world on a piece of string, on a piece of string.
Before we start the next number, I'd like to say something to our friends everywhere, and it comes right from the heart. Don't forget to contribute to your community chest. Let's all give generously. And now we're ready for one of George Gershwin's very best songs.
It's wonderful, it's marvelous that you should care for me.
In this arrangement, Joni, Hal, and the Modernaires join in to tell us that everything is swonderful.
Life has just begun. Jack has found his Jill.
Don't know what you've done, but I'm all a-thrill.
How can words express your divine appeal? How can I conceal all the love I feel? Wonderful, it's marvelous that you should care for me.
Gosh, it's awful nice. It's paradise, what I love to see.
You've made my life so glamorous.
You can't blame me for being amorous.
It's wonderful,
should care for me.
It's wonderful, it's marvelous. Yes, it's awful nice, just like stepping into paradise. You fell in love with me, that's what I love to see. You can't blame me for feeling amorous, can you? It's wonderful that you should care for me.
My sweet, it's 40 clover time. From now on, my heart's working overtime.
It's wonderful, it's marvelous that you should care for me.
Wonderful, marvelous,
That you should care for me.
Rhapsody in Blue, till Chesterfield time rolls round again. But meanwhile, now's the time to change to Chesterfield. Take a tip from old Pops Whiteman. You can't buy a better cigarette. Good night, Joni.
Good night, Maestro.
Good night, Martinez.
Good night, Pops.
And good night to our Chesterfield friends everywhere. This is Paul Douglas saying, make your next pack Chesterfields, the cigarette that really satisfies. And now, we invite you to listen to Elmer Davis and his summary of the very latest news, which follows immediately. This is the Columbia Broadcasting System.
"8:55 Eastern Time, and Columbia and its affiliated stations bring you Elmer Davis.